Despite not being a park, this building here is, I'm trying to talk here. This building here has the special event supply drops all around it, and instead of today's featured dinosaur, we actually have a Triceratops, which, while not epic, is still a nice catch. As you may have noticed, today's special event dinosaur is not gold like we would expect it to be for being an epic, but once you catch it, it is indeed an epic dinosaur. So the first thing that I want to do is, obviously, I want to create the dinosaur. If you didn't see yesterday's video, go ahead and click the link here, and it'll explain how you get to level up based off of dinosaur via evolution and creating and fusing. So this Concavenator, I'm going to create first. He looks pretty fearsome, I'm not gonna lie. His health stat of 1775 and damage of 506 is okay. His speed of 106, no armor, so it's pretty slow and it's not very tanky. We've now created our dinosaur. For its moves, we're gonna have Pinning Strike, which is gonna deal 1 times damage, and the target cannot swap during the next turn. Short Defense is going to deal 1 times damage with a 50% shield for 2 turns, and then a 2-turn cooldown. So the entire time that it's cooling down, you will have the shield. And then its third move is going to have Armor Piercing Impact. It's going to deal 1.5 times damage. It's going to bypass armor with a cooldown of 2. Now, what could make this dinosaur so strong is this move, Counter Attack, which is a passive move. It's going to deal 1 times damage after receiving but surviving damage. Currently, I'm using Rajasaurus as that role, where because of the counter strike, I do like that a lot, especially if you get up against a tanky dinosaur where it's going to cause you some problems based on your lineup that gets chosen. If you can do counter attack, you're going to get an extra attack in. So I like that. It's also helpful against like Velociraptors, where you're gonna get 1 extra move in on the dinosaur before it can attack you again. I'm going to, since it's an epic, I am going to level it up. There is no hybrid that is available currently from Concavenator. Would have liked to have gotten a little bit more DNA, because who knows when I will see this one out in the wild again. And speaking of epics in the wild, that is actually the topic of today's video. Now you're probably thinking, how am I going to find any specific dinosaur if the world is big and they can be anywhere and spawns are random? Well, that's the thing. Spawns aren't really all that random. In fact, there are documented cases of certain dinosaurs spawning at certain places and at certain times. For example, I keep saying if you cannot find Velociraptors during the day, check out your local post office. Now that doesn't mean that Velociraptors are always going to be at your local post office, but it is a known habitat and a known spawn point for Velociraptor. So if you're near a post office, you are increasing your chances of finding a Velociraptor. The same logic applies to finding just about any dinosaur in the game. There are several types of spawns. There are day spawns, there are night spawns, there are location-based spawns, and then there's biome spawns. Currently, I suspect I am in a Habitat Zone 1, and there's no official name for it, but that's what I'm gonna call it, is Habitat Zone 1. I'll go into more detail as to how I know that, but I will tell you that this Allosaurus is out of place. Now, the reason why I know that is because I know of the spawn mechanics. The Meta Hub Info has done a lot of research on this, and they have said Allosaurus is more frequently spawning at a restaurant. As you can see on my screen, there is a Dimetrodon. It is a supply drop spawn. You also have proximity spawns. Proximity spawns are exactly that. They're going to spawn near where you are and not be on the map locally. Now, do I think it's unusual to find a Dimetrodon hanging around in this part of the city? The answer is no, because Dimetrodon is a known rare that is going to spawn anytime, anywhere. Just as I stopped and turned off my recorder, another Dimetrodon spawned right underneath me. That is a proximity spawn, and we're definitely gonna stop down and catch some DNA off of this guy. '81's not too bad. We do have one more attempt if it doesn't despawn, and we are going to be able to evolve to level 12. Most of the stuff on my screen here is going to be a common spawn to everybody. The Sarcosuchus is common, Stegosaurus is one of the most common spawns in the game. But what makes me know that this is a Habitat Zone 1 is the presence of the Ankylosaurus Gen 2. This is really only going to be found in Zone 1 unless it is a special event of some kind. So what other dinosaurs can you expect to find in Zone 1? Well, you can find the Ankylosaurus, as I mentioned, the Gen 2 and the Gen 1 just at any time. Carposuchus you can find anytime. The Pyroraptor, which is an epic, and the Stegoceratops, both of the last two there are epics. They're going to spawn in Zone 1. So if you're looking for either of those epics, start hanging out in Zone 1s. I will say there is no confirmed data to support this, but look for epic spawns to spawn at about a 1% rate of total spawns. Now, if you're out and about during the day, you can expect to see Oophiocodon and Erlikosaurus Gen 2. And if you happen to be out at night, look for Monoplosaurus Gen 2 to be hanging out. Now that you know exactly where to hunt, that should make it easier for you to find those dinosaurs that you're looking for, whether you're looking for specific DNA to complete a hybrid or you're trying to dart them all. I hope you guys found useful information out of this. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button so that you never miss another video. Get out there, dart some dinosaurs, and I'll catch you guys next time.